coping with challenges and uncertainties in a PIA. Privacy impact assessments. PIAs are crucial for managing privacy risks, especially when dealing with emerging technologies and data practices. This article explores strategies for effectively scoping, researching, analyzing, implementing, monitoring, and communicating PIAs in this dynamic landscape. Scope of the PIA. First, identify the technology. Clearly define the technology or a data practice being assessed, including its purpose, how it works, and its potential data processing activities. Second, understand the regulatory landscape. Identify relevant laws, regulations, and standards that apply to the technology. Consider cross-border data flows and jurisdictional requirements. Third, engage stakeholders. Involve a diverse team including legal, IT security, business, and external experts. Gather insights from stakeholders to understand their concerns and expectations. Fourth, assess risk and uncertainties. Consider a risk like data breaches, misuse of data, lack of transparency, and potential biases in AI-driven technologies. Be prepared in assess and mitigate unknown risk. Define the scope based on impact. First, data processing activities. Clearly define the data processing activities involved, including data collection, storage, transfer, and deletion. Second, data subjects and sensitivity. Identify the data subjects affected and the sensitivity of the data being processed. Third, a scope based on risk. Prioritize areas with higher risk to privacy and security and define the scope accordingly. Fourth, future proofing. Consider how the technology might scale and how that affects data processing and privacy risk. Ensure the PIA scope is flexible enough to adapt to changes. Research the technology and data practice. Understand the core technology. Investigate the underlying technology such as AI, blockchain, IoT, or 5G to grasp its principles, functionalities, and typical applications. Identify use cases and applications. Look into how the technology is being applied in a various industries to understand the specific contexts in which it might be used. Explore potential privacy impacts. Identify common privacy risks associated with the technology, such as a surveillance, profiling, or data leaks. Consider ethical issues like bias, transparency, and accountability. Stay informed on regulatory and policy developments. Monitor legal changes. Stay updated on laws, regulations, and guidelines that are emerging in a response to the technology. For example, AI regulations, GDPR, or sector-specific data protection laws. Engage with the regulatory bodies. Participate in consultations or industry forums to gain insights into how regulations view emerging technologies. Review policy papers and white papers from authoritative bodies. Leverage cross description expertise. Engage experts from IT, legal, compliance, cybersecurity, and business units to provide a diverse perspective on the technology. Collaborate with industry peers. Join industry concerns or working groups focus on the technology to share knowledge and best practices benchmark against industry peers. Analyze the privacy risk and impacts, data processing activities, data collection, storage, transfer, and deletion, types of data being processed, example, personal data, sensitive data, metadata, who has access to the data, including internal teams, third-party vendors, and other external entities. Privacy risk, unauthorized access, data breaches, hacking or malware attacks, human error, misuse of data, or failure to follow protocols, non-compliance with existing or anticipated regulations, impact of risk, data exposure, sensitivity of data, potential harm to individuals, extent of data exposure, sensitivity of data, potential harm to individuals, number of individuals affected, financial loss or reputational damage. Implement the privacy safeguards and measures. Align with the privacy by design principles. Integrate privacy safeguards into the design phase of the technology or system. Apply data minimization principles to limit the collection, storage, and processing of personal data, adopt robust access control measures, implement RBAC to ensure that only authorized personnel have access to sensitive data, require MFA for accessing systems that process or stores personal data, utilize a privacy enhancing technologies PETS, use anonymization or pseudonymization to reduce the identifiability of personal data, implement strong encryption protocols to protect data both at a rest and in a transit, implement adaptive and scalable safeguards, use dynamic data masking to obscure sensitive data in a real time, design safeguards that can scale with the technology's growth and adapt to new data practices. Monitor and review the PIA. First, establish continuous monitoring mechanisms. Utilize automated monitoring a tool that can track data processing activities in real time. Implement systems that continuously assess risk levels based on the real time data processing and environmental changes. Second, regularly review and update the PIA. Schedule regular audits of the PIA to evaluate the effectiveness of privacy measures and identify areas that need updating due to technological advances or changes in data practices. Third, adapt to emerging risks and threats. Integrate threat intelligence feeds into your monitoring systems to stay informed about emerging threats. Conduct a scenario planning exercise to explore how emerging threats or changes in a technology might impact privacy risk. Thank you.